Welcome, everyone, to Bustin' Out.
Hey there.
We're kicking off something new here, taking a really close look at a side of sports history that's, well, pretty fascinating.
Absolutely. We're talking about the stories of the biggest busts.
Yeah, those athletes,
Yeah.
the ones with all the hype, all the potential.
The ones tipped for absolute greatness.
Exactly. The can't-miss prospects who, well, for all sorts of reasons, just never quite hit that mark everyone expected.
And it happens across the board, right?
Oh, yeah. We're not just sticking to one thing. We're talking basketball, football, soccer.
Maybe even some others if the story's good enough.
If there's a really compelling story about someone highly touted who didn't quite pan out, we want to get into it.
And figure out why. What happened there.
Right. What's so interesting is trying to understand why these athletes who seem to have everything going for them saw their careers take those turns.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just looking at like stats or missed shots on the court or field. We're really interested in the stories behind that. You know, the pressure, the injuries maybe, unforeseen challenges.
The complexities.
Exactly. The stuff that can just derail even what looks like the most promising start. It's rarely a simple story of just failure.
No, definitely not. So for this first deep dive, we wanted to sort of explain what Bustin' Out is all about.
Lay the groundwork.
Yeah, and also mention a bit about how we're putting this together for you. We're actually using some interesting tools.
Huh? Like Gemini deep research.
Right. It helps us sift through, honestly, a ton of information. Find those key details, the overlooked bits in these stories,
And then there's the Notebook LM podcast creator too.
which helps us take all that research and structure it, turn it into, hopefully, an engaging discussion for you.
Yeah, the goal is to really get into the nuances, you know? Look
Yeah.
beyond just the headlines or the easy narratives.
Try and understand the whole trajectory of these careers.
Pinpoint maybe where things shifted or the context around it all. Bigger picture.
Because we think these stories, they offer a really important counterpoint.
To the usual success stories we always hear.
Exactly. They kind of highlight how unpredictable sports careers can be.
And that talent, well, it's just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle, isn't it?
It really is.
And that's pretty much the heart of Bustin' Out, right? Exploring those unexpected turns.
Trying to understand the factors involved when someone tagged as a top prospect doesn't quite reach that potential.
We're honestly really looking forward to sharing these stories.
Me too. And it brings up a pretty interesting question right off the bat as we start this whole thing.
Which is,
Like, what actually defines a bust? How do we even measure that?
good point. Is it just stats compared to the hype?
Or are there other things we need to think about, other elements?
Yeah. And maybe the bigger question is, what can we actually learn from these stories?
Right. These stories of, unfulfilled promise in sports.
Lots to think about there.
Definitely. And that's what we're going to be exploring right here on Bustin' Out.